You can go shopping and grab so many decor pieces to decorate your home, but if you want to do it on a budget, you can DIY those pieces using Dollar Tree supplies. So in today's video, I put together my top 25 best decor pieces that I have done this year so far, and all of them have a really high-end look that I hope that you like as much as me. Let's DIY together. Dollar Tree have a huge space for toys, and you can be creative and you can do so many DIYs with these toys. I found two soccer balls. They are like foamy soccer balls that your kids can use, but also they are great for DIYs. I'm going to be using these two that had different sizes, and I'm going to be painting them with spray paint, and just to make it easier, I'm going to insert a bamboo skewer. That way it's going to be so much easier to spray the balls with the spray paint. And I'm going to be using this satin wildflower blue that I really like. I use this a lot for Easter, and now I want to use it for these balls. This is going to be like my vase color, but for the vase color you can use any color that you like. I'm also going to be using these glass gems that you can get at Dollar Tree, and it comes in different colors. It's transparent, like a light blue, green, blue. I found these two colors that I really like. It's like a green tone that is going to look so good with the blue vase from the soccer ball. So what I'm going to do is to stick all of these glass gems on the balls, and then for that I'm going to be using super glue and hot glue. This way is going to stick faster because of the hot glue, but it's going to stay stronger and well attached because of the super glue. You can start at any point of the ball and just start sticking all of them as close as you can. I leave a small space on the bottom of this ball because I want to put these on a table, and I want to make sure that it's going to stay there, like it's not going to move because this is a ball. So I'm going to leave a small space on the bottom without the glass gems, and that way the ball is going to be more stable. Once I'm done with the first one, I'm going to be working with the next ball. This one is a little bit bigger, so I got two packages of the glass gems, and I'm going to start just doing the same process. I'm going to stick them with hot glue and super glue to cover the whole ball, but again I'm going to leave a small space on the bottom so that way the ball can stay stable and it's not going to be moving. And this is how this project turned out. I'm so happy and excited about this project. I think it's one of my favorites. They look amazing, perfect for your outdoor table or maybe on your bathroom or any space. They look beautiful. For this next project, I'm going to be using these Hexagon frames that you can get at Dollar Tree, and they're so cool. You can do so many DIYs and projects with them. I'm going to first remove the glass and also the cardboard that they have, and I'm going to be doing the same on the three frames that I have. Now, I first decided to put two of these Hexagon frames together. I'm going to be using hot glue, but you can use a stronger glue just to make sure this is going to stay stronger for a longer time. Now, you're going to need some dowels. You can use dowels from Dollar Tree or anything that you have at home. I have these ones that are from Walmart. They come in different sizes, but for this project you're going to need 6 in the same size, and I'm going to start sticking these on each side of the hexagon with hot glue. Once I have that part ready and all of the dowels are stick, I'm going to stick the other hexagon frame that I have on the top of the dowels, again using hot glue, but you can use a stronger glue. Once I was done with that part, this is how it looks, and I really like it. Now I want to change the color. I want these to have a nice look, so I'm going to be using some gold spray paint, and I'm going to paint these outside and then let it dry. Once it is dry, this is how it's going to look. And now I need a vase. You can use the same cardboard piece that it comes in this frame, but I'm actually reusing this frame, so I don't have those pieces anymore. So I decided to use just a piece of cardboard from Dollar Tree, trace, and then cut the shape. Now I decided to paint these with some black color. So I use my chalk paint these and let it dry. And just to make this cardboard piece a little bit stronger, I'm going to be sticking some popsicles on the back side with hot glue. In this project, I'm going to be creating a lantern, so I need a handle, and for that you can use an old Easter basket that you may have. Just remove the handle and you can paint it any color. I'm going to paint these black with my chalk paint, let it dry, and then I'm going to stick that on the top of my hexagon frame. Now on the bottom part, I think it can look so cool if you add these battery candles from Dollar Tree. I'm going to be adding 3 because this is a really big lantern. So I'm going to add that, and then just to make it look super cute, I love greenery, I'm going to be adding some greenery here and there. You maybe can add flowers, and this is how this project turned out. I love it so much. I think it looks beautiful. It has a high-end look, and it was so cheap and easy, super easy to make. I hope that you like this project. Brings so many planters, and this time I found this planter trolley at Dollar Tree, and it's so nice. It has wheels and it comes, I think, in 3 different colors. I decided to go with the very neutral one, but later I decided to paint it. So I'm going to be removing the sticker it has, and I'm going to be painting these with some spray paint in black color, and then I let it dry. When I was painting these, I decided to remove the wheels that it has, but if you paint with the wheels, maybe they're going to stick, so you can remove them. It's going to be easier for paint, and then you can just add them on the bottom part of this planter trolley. Now I want to work on a vase for this planter. I decided to go rustic, so I'm going to be use a cardboard from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cut a circle the same size of my planter, and then I'm going to be using some Jumbo craft sticks that I have. You can get these from Walmart, or I think Dollar Tree sells them in a smaller size, so you can try to find that. And then I'm going to be cutting one side to make sure it has a straight edge, and then I'm just going to start adding hot glue on my cardboard and start sticking all of the craft sticks. I'm not creating like any exact pattern, but I just wanted to cover the whole circle. So yeah, that's what I did. It's super easy and simple and fast to make. Now that they are all stick, I'm going to be using some really good scissors, and I'm going to start cutting the sticks. My black cardboard on the back is going to be my guide, so I just cut them. It's pretty easy to cut if you have good scissors, and then you can use a sanding sponge to sand all of the edges to make it look so much better. Now you can paint it any color. I want to have like that wood texture, so I decided to go with some wax. I add a little bit of water just to make it easier to paint, and the color is going to be a little bit lighter. I paint the whole piece, and then I'm going to be drying these with my heat tool. Works amazing. I'm going to leave you the link in the description box of this product. And once that part is ready and everything is dry, you can add some hot glue on the base of your planter, and then you can add a circle with the sticks. And yeah, this is all super easy DIY that anyone can do with these planter trolleys from Dollar Trees that you can get right now. This is perfect to make it a tray, add some plants. Maybe you can put it outside on your backyard, and it's going to look awesome. I'm going to be using one of these truffle containers that you can get at Dollar Tree at the party section. And the first thing that I did is to add some tape to be able to paint the bottom part or like the base of this truffle container using some chalk paint in a black color, and then I'm going to let it dry. Once it is completely dry, I'm going to cover the black part of this container with some paper, because I'm going to be using some white spray paint, and I'm going to spray paint like the container on the inside only. I'm going to paint only on the inside of the container because I need the outside without any paint. I'm going to be sticking some rocks in just to make sure that they stick well. You don't want to have paint on that area. Dollar Tree have so many rocks and stones in different colors and shapes that you can use. I'm going to be using these ones, and I'm going to start sticking these all over my container. I start using hot glue, but then I realized that it needs a stronger glue. So to make sure that they're going to stick well and stay stronger on my container, I decided to mix some hot glue with super glue, and this is going to work just fine. I'm going to add a little bit of super glue first and then the hot glue, and then I'm going to start sticking stone by stone all over my container, and that way it's going to work so much better. So that's what I did with all of the stones. Once I stick all of the stones in my container, this is how it looks, and I really like it. But you can see so many empty spaces between the rocks or the stones, so I said, hey, I can use some caulk and add that in between the rocks, and it's going to look just fine. But caulk is a little bit messy, and if I want to clean these later, it's going to be a little bit difficult. So I'm going to be using some spot clean. It's still messy, but it's going to be so much easier to clean later. So I'm going to be using some spot clean, and I'm going to be adding the spot clean on all of the empty spaces between the stones. Now you can see this spot clean is pink, but don't worry, that is going to change once it is dry. Once it is dry, it's going to look white. Now before it dries, I'm going to be using some wipes, and I'm going to start like cleaning all of the rocks and trying to make the spot clean look smooth. That way your vase is going to look so much better. And once you're done with that, let it dry. I'll let it dry for a whole day, and this is how it's going to look. It's going to look amazing. You can add some flowers or greenery, and this is how the project turned out. I really like it. I think I'm going to be adding this on my bathroom. It's just so perfect, and I really like it. It has this high-end look, and it costs less than $5. Really bad with real plants and gardening, so I thought it could be cool if I made a sign with some pots and faux plants to add on my walls or on my decor. So first I'm going to start by using a canvas. You can get this ones from Dollar Tree or Five Below, and you can remove the canvas fabric, and you are going to be using the frame. You can paint it any color that you want. I use some waxing antique color. Now for the background, you can use the same canvas fabric, or you can use some cardboard. I use a black cardboard from a Dollar Tree, trace and then cut the cardboard the same size of my frame. Now to stick it, you can use hot glue or you can use staples. I use my stapler, and I really like this. I'm going to leave you the link of these in the description box of the video. Now to decorate my sign, I'm going to start by using the pots that you can get from Dollar Tree. I think they come 12 in the package, and they're so cute and rustic to make projects. So I'm going to use them, but I'm going to cut them in half because I want to stick them into my sign, and they can be a little bit big. So if you cut them in half, it's going to be perfect. I'm going to have a total of 5 of these half pots, and I'm going to start sticking them on my sign, and you can use hot glue to stick them, and you can always reinforce them by adding more hot glue later. I'm going to stick these decal on the top of the sign that I have, and then I'm going to remove the transfer tape, being very careful because I'm sticking these on the top of a cardboard. Now it's time to add the greenery or the faux plants inside of the pots, and I decided to go with different options of greenery and like faux plants that I have on each one of the pots just to make it super fun, and I think that adds a really nice and unique touch to this project. You can maybe add some flowers too, and this is how this project turned out. It was super easy to make. I just used some Dollar Tree pots, greenery that I have at home, an old frame, and my Cricut Maker 3 to make my decor, and I really love how beautiful and modern this piece looks. For this project, you are going to need 2 of these closed domes from Dollar Tree. They are plastic and they are so good to do so many projects, and they have a really high-end look that I love on them. This time I'm going to be using them for something a little bit different. Now you're going to need 2 of these. You're going to need a sanding sponge, and you're going to start sanding these plastic pieces. Once you sand them, they are going to have like these milk glass look that I really like. They're going to have a little bit of texture and they are going to look almost white. You can paint them if you want, but I think this is super cool and it looks so much better, so I'm going to leave them like that. Now I want to make some like patterns and lines on these pieces. I'm going to be using some tape to help me create perfect lines on these 2 pieces. Now those lines, I want them to have a different color. I'm going to be using these hazelnut from Waverly chalk paint, and I wanted to have texture. So for that you can use some sand. I get it from the backyard and I just add it to the paint, mixed it, and then I'm going to be applying all of the paints on those lines. You need to dry these super good. Maybe you can use a heat tool. I did that and it works amazing. And once you have that part ready, you can remove the tape. This is how they look and I really like it. It has a really nice texture and it gives a really nice touch. Now these are going to be like some bells, so I want them to have a small string. I'm going to be using some twine. I'm going to add fire to the twine. This is going to make it look better. I'm going to make 2 knots and create like 2 loops on each side of the piece of twine that I'm using, and then each of the sides I'm going to stick them on the top of this bell with hot glue. Once I was done, this is how this project turned out. Oh, and I really like it. I think it looks beautiful. It's super unique. I was inspired by a bells that I saw on Target, but these bells only cost me $2 or $3 to make and I love them. Okay, for this project, I'm going to be using this giant planter from Dollar Tree. I think it's the biggest one that you can find at Dollar Tree, and I love the shape it has. Now, I want to change the texture, so I'm going to be using some sparkling from Dollar Tree, or you can get this from Home Depot or Lowe's. I'm going to be using gloves to be able to spread the sparkling all over my planter. And when you are doing this, you can be so creative. You can try to create different patterns or texture with the sparkling, and I think that you can create a really nice technique by using gloves. This is going to protect your hand, but it's also going to create a nice texture on your planter. I did the same on the outside and on the inside of this planter, and then I'm going to let it dry. I really like this sparkling because it's pink first, and then once it is dry, it changes color to white, and that way I know that it's completely dry. And then I'm going to be changing the color. I'm going to be using some spray paint in matte black color. I'm going to spray paint this outside, and then I'm going to let it dry. Now you can leave your planter just like it is, black, or you can create an H look, which is what I'm going for. I'm going to be using some Waverly chalk paint. I'm going to be using a hazelnut color, some wax in antique color, and also plaster color, which is like a creamy white. And then if you want, you can mix the colors a little bit to have like a happy medium between all of them. And you can use a brush or you can use a piece of napkin. I think that's what really helps creating this technique. It was so fun, so easy to make. I just play with the colors and just the way I want my planter to look using these 3 colors. Once you have that part ready, you just have to let it dry really well, and this is how your planter or your pot is going to look like. Now you can add some flowers or greenery. I decided to use this foliage from Dollar Tree. I got 4 of them and I put them all inside of my planter. I think I need more just to make it look a little bit fuller, but this is how my project turned out. Guys, this planter only cost me $1.25, and look at the difference. It has this really beautiful high-end and H look that I love. I put my planter on my coffee table and it looks huge and beautiful, and I love it. Seen these Ziploc bag storage organizers that are like super trendy right now. Everybody is buying these, but I will love to organize my Ziploc bags because I have them in all the sizes. But these organizers are pretty expensive, from like $59, $69, $48. So I decided to DIY my own Ziploc bag organizer. I went to Dollar Tree and grabbed these organizer beans that you see. You can find these in the kitchen section. So I got 1 large one and 2 medium ones. The medium ones comes in a set of 2, which is pretty nice. I'm only going to be using 3 of the smaller ones and only 1 of the big one. These organizers are pretty nice because you can attach them together and you can create like any form or any shape that you want with them. So that's what I did. This is the way that I put them all together. Now I want to change the color. I want the outside to look a little bit more modern, so I decided to go with some spray paint in black color. I spray paint these outside and then let it dry. Now that I have these painted, I'm going to be working with like the lid of these. So for that, you can use maybe like jumbo popsicle sticks, but this time I decided to go with these stir sticks that you can get at Lowe's, Walmart, Home Depot for like less than $1, and just start measuring all of them to see where I need to cut them. I use only 2 packages of these, which means that you're going to use a total of 6 stir sticks. With my saw machine, I cut 5 stir sticks about 12 inches long and 2 other ones about 8 inches long. I have that part ready. I want to change the color. I still want these to look made out of wood, so I decided to use just some wax in antique color, and to make it a little bit lighter, just add a little bit of water. Once I paint everything, I'm going to be drying all of the wood with my heat tool. Once they are all dry, it's time to start sticking them together. First, I'm going to be making like a square piece with 4 of these stir sticks. I'm going to stick them together with my my hot glue gun, but you can use a wooden glue just to make it a little bit more stronger. Now that I have this square piece, I'm going to be using the containers just to measure where I need to stick the rest of the stir sticks. And guys, I am DIYing this project just because I want to save some money. But if you like the ones from Amazon and you don't want to like DIY anything, of course you can buy them. I'm going to leave you the link of the ones that I was inspired by in the description box of this video so you can check them. But if you want to just save some money, you can recreate this DIY and you can send me some pictures of your projects on my Instagram, it's DIY by Jazz. So make sure that you follow me over there too. Now, because this is going to be for my Ziploc bags, I decided to add some stickers that I did with my Cricut that says quart, snack, sandwich, and gallon. Or you can paint these by hand, or you can use like a stencil or something like that. And now the final part is just to add all of the Ziplocs where they need to go. Super easy to grab them. These storage containers are the perfect size for these Ziploc bag sizes, and I just love it so much. It's so functional, and you can store these on a drawer or maybe on your pantry. And I really like it. It's a nice way to keep those areas organized. And I DIY this project with only like $5 or $6. And I'm just so happy with how it turned out. For this project, I'm going to be using these hearts containers. They come in a set of 4 and they're so cute. You can do so many projects with these hearts, and this is going to be a really good one. I'm going to be using these 4 hearts, and because you can separate these hearts like in 2, just to make sure that they stay well attached together, I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue inside of the hearts to make sure that they stay in one piece. Next, I'm going to be using a piece of twine, and I'm going to add all of the hearts in this piece of twine. This is just to make it easier to paint, because I'm going to spray paint these outside with this gold metallic color. I'm going to hang these on my chairs outside, then I'm going to spray paint, and this is how they look. Once I have that part ready, I can remove the piece of twine, and I want these hearts to look like really rustic and make it look more like brass. So for that, I'm going to be using some wax in antique color, and I'm going to be adding the wax with a brush on my hearts, and then you can use even your hands or maybe a towel or a napkin to be able to remove any excess of wax and make it look like it's real brass, even though it's a plastic piece. Okay, once I have that, I'm going to dry these with my heat tool. Like always, I use this tool every time I paint something, and I highly recommend this product. You can check the links in the description box. Once I have that part ready, I'm going to be using some nautical rope. I'm going to be cutting 4 pieces in 4 different lengths, and then I'm going to be making a knot on only one side of each of the rope. Then I'm going to be sticking the hearts on the knots, one on each piece of rope. Then I'm going to put all of the ropes together and I'm going to stick them. I want to be able to hang these, so I'm going to be making like a small loop on the top, and then I'm going to be adding some jute cord around just to make these look a little bit better. Once I have that part ready, this is how my project turned out, and I really like it. It's so cute. It looks so expensive. It looks like brass hearts, but they are made out of plastic containers from Dollar Tree, and I really like them. I hang these on my ladder, and I think it looks so beautiful. Tree is a little bit messy. In trying to find these pegboards was like playing hide and seek. I think I found something like a supply of this pegboard system in every single aisle of my Dollar Tree. So when you go to Dollar Tree, keep your eyes open for this. For this project, I'm going to use 3 of these large square shape pegboards in black color, and I'm going to put them all in a vertical way. And I'm also going to be using these nylon cable ties that you can get at Dollar Tree. It comes in different sizes and colors. Right now I'm going to be using the smaller ones in black color. And what I want to do is to put all of these pegboards together without using any glue. So these nylon cable ties are a really good option because you can always cut them and reuse the pegboards. Once I have these 3 pegboards attached together, I'm going to be looking for baskets. Dollar Tree has a huge section of baskets, and I decided to go with this wire baskets in a black color. These are not the circular shape, these are more like an oval shape, which is perfect for this project. I'm going to get 3, and I'm going to put 1 basket on each of the pegboards. And to stick this together, I decided to go again and use some of the cable ties because it's the easiest way. I can always cut this later without damaging anything, and it's going to hold really good. That part ready, this is how the basket looks with the pegboards, and I really like it. Now I want some really cute tags. I'm going to go with these ones from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be putting fruits on each of the baskets. So with a chalk marker, I decide to write lemons, apples, and oranges. Then I'm going to tie these tags on the baskets, and that way it's going to be super easy for me and my kids to keep things organized. And I'm going to be hanging these on the pantry doors, and for that you can use these over the door hooks, and I'm going to leave you a link of where you can get this type of hooks. That works amazing, and this is how the project turned out, and I really like it. You can put more pegboards and more baskets and make your own organizer in any shape and size. For this project, you are going to need one of these floral foams rings that Dollar Tree have, and I want to change the color. I decided to use some chalk paint in hazelnut color. I'm going to give it just 1 coat of paint, and then I'm going to let it dry. I paint these this color because I'm going to be using some twine, or you can use some rope or ute to cover the whole ring. So this is a pretty nice color that you can use to match the color of the twine. So what I did was to start adding a little bit of hot glue and stick the side of this twine, and then I'm going to start just wrapping this over. It's going to take a little bit, but it's super easy to do, and I'm going to do it until I cover the whole piece. Now I want to make some handles for these, and I decided to use some wire from Dollar Tree. This is like floral wire, and I'm going to use some rope to cover that, and you can add some twine to that to cover the whole piece just to make it match with the floral foam ring. I'm going to make 2 of these handles, and I'm going to stick 1 on each side of the ring, and I'm going to use some hot glue and also twine. Wrap that really good and stick it with hot glue, and it's good to go. I want to convert these into a tray, so I need a vase. For that, I'm going to be using just some cardboard that I have at home. I want my vase to be a circle, so I'm going to be just a circular piece that I have at home. This is like a frame that you can get from Dollar Tree. Is a mirror actually. So this is what I use for the shape, and then I just cut it. And if you want, you can leave it like the cardboard color that it was, or you can use the same hazelnut paint color to make it match with the twine. What I'm going to be doing now is to add the twine and cover the whole circle, and it is super easy. I'm just going to be adding hot glue and then and then adding the twine in a circular shape. Again guys, this is super easy to do. Anyone can do it. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it's going to worth it. Once I'm done with these, I'm going to stick these two pieces together, the vase with the ring, and I'm going to stick that with hot glue, but you can use a stronger glue just to make this whole piece a little bit more stronger. Once you're done, this is how it looks. And if you want to make it look just to give it like a high-end look, you can add fire to the rope. This is going to make a huge difference on your project. I think it's going to look so much better, and I really like the result. And yeah, this is how my project turned out. It's super easy to do. Anyone can do it, and you can add these on your bathroom, on your kitchen, on your coffee table, and it's going to add a really nice touch with texture on any space. For this next project, I'm going to be using a wreath from Dollar Tree. You can use any one. They have so many different options. This is the one that I'm going to be using for this project. And I'm also going to be using these seed pods that you can get right now at Dollar Tree. I think they are new this year, and they are so nice to use them for seed planters or to create some really good projects with them. I decided to create a really nice idea. I'm going to be using some hot glue, and I'm going to start sticking these on of my wreath, and you can stick them in so many ways. I decided to put them all in different directions. I thought that this could be different and it's going to look super nice at the end. From there, you can add some flowers, greenery. I have some at home already, a few small pieces. So you have to add a little bit of hot glue and then start sticking off like the flower or greenery that you are using for your project. Once that part is ready, I decide to cut smaller pieces of greenery, and that way I'm gonna try to cover some empty spaces from my wreath. It's going to look so much better and fuller. If you want, you can add only greenery, and you can basically use it all year round, or maybe you can add some flowers too. It is going to be perfect for spring. So that's what I did. I add a few flowers here and there to give it that nice touch. Now that that part is ready, you should add a piece of twine on the back to be able to hang these. And I'm also going to be adding a smaller piece of twine because I want to hang this watering can that I have. It's super small. It was galvanized first, but I decided to paint it black because I want this piece to look a little bit more neutral and modern. And this is how my project turned out, and I think it's so cool and a great idea using these seed pods that are new from Dollar Tree. You're going to need about 10 to 12 succulents. It depends on how big is the vase that you're going to use to put these succulents. And what I want to do is to create stems for these succulents. So maybe I can have like 2 succulents out of 1 stem. I want them to be very tall, so that way I can put them in a long or big vase, the same way as you put like flowers and like olive branches and things like that. So for that, I'm going to be using some bamboo skewers that you can get also at Dollar Tree. And to be able to put the succulents on the bamboo skewers, I'm going to use some floral wire and also hot glue to make sure that they are going to stick well on my bamboo skewers and they are not going anywhere. From there, you want to use some floral tape that you also can get at Dollar Tree, and you want to cover all of the wire and the bamboo skewer. That way your stems are going to look so much better. And if you want, you can leave the tape in that green color. It's going to look fine, but you can cover that and use some, maybe like a brown paint color. I use some antique wax and I cover the green tape just a little bit, then I let it dry, and this is how this project turned out. I absolutely love how this project turned out. I really love it. I have this idea on mine for like months and I finally did it. I put my succulent stems in this jar or vase that I have, and I put it on my living room, and I love the high-end look that has and how
how easy and fun it was to make. Give this video a big thumbs up right now if you love this idea as much as I do. For this next project, you can use a vase, a flower pot, or you can use a bucket from Dollar Tree. I have this one. I think it's just a little bit smaller than the ones that you can get from Dollar Tree, but it's okay. You can do it with anyone that you have at home. I want to paint it to have a nicer look, and I'm going to be painting the handle in gold spray paint color, and I'm going to paint the bucket with spray paint in a black matte finish, and then I'm going to let it dry. Once that it's done, this is how my bucket looks like, and I'm going to be adding now the handle in the gold color that I painted. And I love this combination. You can add some flowers on this bucket and it's going to look awesome. But I want to create a candle, so I'm going to be using these candles that you can get at Dollar Tree. I'm going to be putting my candles on hot water on a pot, and I'm going to let the wax melt, and then I'm going to be removing like the rope it has on the candles. You can use 2 or 3 or 4 candles depending on how big is your bucket. Now I'm going to be sticking the rope on my bucket with hot glue. I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to be adding the hot wax. And guys, make sure that it's hot because I let mine cold a little bit, and as you can see, it looks kind of weird. So make sure that your wax is hot when you are putting that on your bucket. Once I was done, this is how this project turned out, and I love it.
For the next project, you have to look for the mats that Dollar Tree have. They have so many, and I decided to go with a simple one. This is like a dog mat, so I decided to go with that one. I'm also going to need some stones, and this time I decided to go with these black stones that are so cute. They are perfect, just the perfect stones for this project. I get 4 packages of stones for this project, and I'm going to start basically just sticking all of these stones on my mat. But because this is going to be an outdoor mat, you need a really good glue. So I got this silicone glue at Amazon. It costs like $3 or $4, so inexpensive, and it's more than enough for this mat. So I'm going to leave you the link of this glue in the description box of this video. Like I said, I get 4 packages of these stones, and I only ended up using like 3 packages and a half, and I stick all of the rocks in my mat. I let it dry for 24 hours, and this is how my project turned out. Guys, it's a super easy project. It's going to take a little bit of time because you have to glue all of these like stones, but for me it was so relaxing and I really enjoyed doing it, and I hope that you like this idea. It's a unique piece that you can do at home, and it looks really expensive, but it was on a budget. This project, we are going to be doing something really cool. You're going to need one of these floor mats from Dollar Tree, and you are also going to need one of these woven rugs that you can get at Dollar Tree too. You can choose this one. It comes in different colors and patterns, so you can choose the ones that you like the most. And what I'm going to do is to stick these 2 rugs together only on the edges of the rugs. I'm going to be using hot glue to stick these, but maybe you can use a stronger glue like E6000 or fabric glue to really make these super strong. I'm going to be adding the glue only on 3 sides of this rug. I'm going to leave one side open, and that way I can put all of the pillow filling. I am making a bed for my dog, and I just use some old filling like an old pillow. You can use maybe old
towels or things like that, to try to make these a very comfortable bed for your dog, but in a budget-friendly way. Once I fill my dog's bed, I'm going to close the other side of the bed with more hot glue. And once I did that, my dog's bed is ready and he loved it. I love how it turned out, and I like that it has this high-end look and that I can put these anywhere in my house and that is going to look beautiful. I love the tassels that this woven rug has, and I think it gives a really nice touch. You can use this sign from Dollar Tree, but this time I decided to use this wooden plaque that I just have at home, and I really like it because it's super thick, and I got it from Walmart on clearance for like 98 cents or something like that. So this is what I'm going to be using for this project. Now you can stain these, you can paint it. I decided to use some wax in antique color from Waverly, and I just add a little bit of water, and this is going to help me a lot to paint my wood and make it just a little bit lighter. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to paint the whole piece with the wax, and then I'm going to be drying everything with my heat tool. Like I always said, I love this tool. I use it in so many projects, basically on every single project when I'm painting, and I got it from Amazon. I have this tool for like 2 years now, and it's still working pretty good. So I'm going to leave you the link in the description box of this video. Once this piece of wood is dry, I'm going to be using 2 of these cake pans from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be using 2. I'm going to remove the sticker, and then I'm going to be using some black spray paint, and I'm going to spray paint these outside, and then I'm going to let them dry. Once they are painted, this is how they look. Now I'm going to start sticking these one of the cake pans on the bottom part of the piece of wood that I have. I'm going to be using hot glue, but if you want these to be a little bit stronger, you can use E6000 or super glue. Once I have that cake pan stick to my piece of wood, I'm going to be working on the other cake pan. What I'm going to be doing is to add some marbles on my cake pan, and this is super cool because this is going to make this piece like a Lazy Susan, and it's so cool. You just have to add some marbles on the other cake pan and just add the other whole piece on top, and that's it. You have a really nice, simple and budget-friendly Lazy Susan. You can use these to organize like spices and things like that, or you can use it as a decor piece on your dining table or on your kitchen. You can add some decor, and that's it. For this next project, you can use any wreath that you have at home. I'm going to be using this super big one that I always use for my front door. It's like a grapevine wreath that I get from a thrift store, and I'm going to be decorating and making these the perfect touch now for summer for my front door. I'm going to add this home sign that I have that I DIY with a piece of wood, and the home sign is from Dollar Tree. Now it has like a heart shape at the end. I want to cover that with a lemon that I DIY last year for summer, so I'm going to stick that with hot glue. I like to decorate my wreaths super simple but in a cute way. I like to put a lot of greenery, so I'm going to be doing that. And what I like about the grapevines wreath is that they are super easy to stick like the stems of the flowers or the greenery without having to stick them with hot glue. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to put some really cute and big leaves on each side to give it a really nice summery touch.
Like you see, I'm going to be using lemons to decorate my wreath. So I'm gonna get 2 packages of these lemons that you can get at Dollar Tree, and to be able to stick them on my wreath without any glue, I'm going to stick a stem on them with some leaves so that the wreath can look a little bit more like fuller with different types of leaves, and I'm going to put them where all the greenery is. And yeah, that's it. This is how this project turned out. I love how this wreath turned out. You can put this wreath outside on your front door, or maybe you can put these inside, maybe on the top of the fireplace or something like that. I don't know, you can be so creative with this, and I hope that you like this idea. For this product, you can check at the Crafters Square section for this wood container. It comes in different shapes, like an apple and a castle, but I really like these pineapples because they are great now for summer. So I take 3 of them, and what I'm going to do is to stick these 3 pineapple containers together with hot glue. You can use wooden glue just to make it so much stronger, but I like the hot glue because it dries faster. Once I stick all of these pineapple containers together, I decide to paint these. You can use any color you want. You can use a stain. I'm going to be using some wax in a thick color to paint this wood, and what I like to do is to add a little bit of water on the wax to make the color a little bit lighter, and it's going to be so much easier and faster to paint. Next, I'm going to dry everything with my heat tool. That always works amazing, and you can find the link of that in the description box of this video. I decided to use these pineapple containers to organize the plastic spoons and knives that I have, and I like to use when I have parties or to go outside and make a barbecue. You can identify that by making a small label. I decided to use some Scrabble letters that I get from Amazon. I'm going to leave you the link of that in the description box. I add the first letter on each pineapple container, and then I just have to organize my utensils and put them where they go. You maybe can add another pineapple to put straws or something like that. I think it's so perfect when you have a party to keep your utensils organized in a cute way. Dollar Tree is bringing so many new stuff at the Crafters Squares section, and I came across with these craft wood, and I was so excited about these. It comes in 2 different sizes, and I decided to go with the largest ones. I got 4 pieces, and I'm going to start by making a frame. Guys, I'm going to be sticking these together. You can use like popsicle sticks and hot glue or wooden glue just to make it stronger, and you can add that to stick the sticks together. But I decided to go a little bit extra and add like a tooth hanger in between of them to make sure that it's going to stay pretty strong. And I did the same on the 4 sides of the frame. Now I want to make a window, so I have these steer sticks that are from Lowe's. You can find them also at Home Depot, and with only 1 package, only $1, you can make a window. So I'm going to start cutting mine. 2 of them are going to be 14 inches long, and the other stick I'm going to cut it in 3 pieces that are going to be 5 inches long each. That way you're going to be able to make the divisions of your window. To stick them, I'm going to be using just some popsicle sticks and hot glue, but if you have patience, you can use wooden glue to stick all of the sticks. Okay, once all of the sticks are dry, you maybe can use some wax or stain. I decided to go with black paint because I really want this piece to pop out from all of the wood that I have in my home. So that's what I did. I paint my window black. I put it on my wall, on my entryway, and this is the result. This is how this project turned out, and I really like it. I'm going to
be using this wooden circular plaque that I get from Walmart for like 97 cents, I think, but I'm pretty sure you can find something similar at Dollar Tree. I'm also going to be using a candle holder. You can find a candle holder from Dollar Tree. I just have this one at home. It's made out of wood and I really like it, so I'm going to be reusing this one, and I get it from Amazon. I'm going to leave you the link in the description box of the video, and I'm just going to stick these two pieces together, and I already stained them with some wax in antique color. I'm going to be using this trifle container that you can get at the party section at Dollar Tree, and I really like the shape, and I just decided to do like a small makeover on this piece. I'm going to be working like on the bottom part of it, and I'm going to change the color. I want to paint this black, but before painting this black, I just want to add like a small piece of cardboard just to make it look more like a lid. Hope that makes sense. But basically I'm going to trace the shape that it has on my piece of cardboard, and then I'm going to cut it and then just stick it with some hot glue. Once I stick that, I'm going to be painting that part of this trifle container with some Waverly chalk paint in black color. I'm going to give it like 2 really good coats of paint, let it dry, and then I can remove the sticker. Once I remove the tape, this is how it's looking, and I just have to add these on the other part of this project, and this is how this DIY turned out. You can create like a really nice cupcake stand out of this container and these pieces of wood, and I just love it. It was so on a budget and it looks super cute, nice. You can add some cupcakes or maybe cookies inside, and it's going to look beautiful on your kitchen. This world map really got my attention. I love the neutral colors it has and how rustic it looks. So I got that and I decided to make a DIY with these. I'm going to start by sticking my stickers on a piece of cardboard. You can stick these on the wall, but I want to make like a sign, so I'm going to be sticking these on a cardboard. I decided to make a really easy frame, so I'm going to use these tear sticks that you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's or Walmart, and I'm going to cut them the size that I need, and then you can paint them. You can use any color. I decided to use some wax in antique color, add some water just to make the color a little bit lighter. Then I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to put all of these sticks together with popsicle sticks to make my frame, and then I'm going to be sticking my world map with some hot glue. To be able to hang this, you can add a tooth hanger on the back, and this is how this project turned out. You can create so many really fun and cool stuff with these wall stickers. They are from a great quality, they stick really well, and I want you to let me in the comments what you have done with these wall stickers from Dollar Tree. I need some more ideas. And guys, remember that I post videos every single week with home decor inspiration, so make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and that you hit the bell to get notified every single time that I post a video. For this project, you can use one cardboard in white color, and you need to cut 2 strips, and I cut mine about 4 inches wide. And you are also going to need these wooden hearts from Dollar Tree. I'm going to be using 2 for these projects, and what I want to do is like a heart wooden box or something like that. And what I'm going to do is to start adding glue on the edges of my wooden heart, and then I'm going to start sticking the cardboard around the wooden heart. Once you start doing this, it's going to be super easy. You just have to add glue on the edges to stick your cardboard strip, and you can also reinforce all of the edges to make sure that it's going to stay there and strong. I'm going to be adding 1 strip on each side of my wooden heart. heart. And once I did the first side, this is how it's going to look. Now for the other part, for the other wooden heart, I want to make sure that it's going to stay strong, so I'm going to be using some Jenga blocks. You can add 2 Jenga blocks to make it a little bit like taller, and that is going to be perfect for these projects. It's going to be about 4 inches wide too, so it is the same size as the strips. I'm going to be adding a few here and there just to reinforce my wooden heart. I'm going to add some hot glue, and then I'm going to stick the other wooden heart. Just have to make sure that the hot glue dries well and that everything sticks well too. To have that part ready, you can paint your project any color you want. I decided to go with this really nice pink color from Waverly Shock Paint. I paint these, give it 2 coats of paint, and then let it dry. Once that part is ready, you can add some stickers. You can leave it like that. I decided to use my Cricut and make a decal that says love you. Stick that on one side of the wooden heart of my box. I think it looks super cute, and as a final touch, I'm going to be sticking a white bow on the top part of my heart. And that's all. This is how this project turned out. It's super easy to do. It's budget friendly, cost me less than $4 to make it, and I think it looks super cute and beautiful. It's something different that you can do on a budget.
For this next project, I'm going to be working with this watering can that you can get right now at Dollar Tree, and it's super cute. I love the shape it has, but I don't like the colors they come. So I decided to use some metallic copper spray paint, and I'm going to paint the whole piece with only 1 coat. It doesn't have to be perfect, just 1 simple coat of paint, because I'm going to be using some wax in antique color. I'm going to be using a napkin, and I'm going to add a small amount of wax on the napkin, and then I'm going to start adding that on the watering can, and this is going to make a really cute effect on the watering can. It's going to look like a super antique piece. It's going to have a high-end look. I don't know, I just love this effect. And you can do the same with maybe a gold paint or with a metallic silver color too. It depends on what color do you like the most. And then I'm gonna dry everything with my heat tool. Works amazing. The link is going to be in the description box. I'm going to be adding a small piece of foam on the watering can because I want to add flowers and greenery, and this is up to you. You can use any flower that you like the most. All of these that I use are from Dollar Tree, and I really like them, and I stick them on the piece of foam that I just put. You can use this watering can to put like on the top of the table. I want to use it as a wreath, so I'm going to make 2 small holes on the back of the watering can, and I'm going to put like a piece of twine to be able to hang these from the door. And the final touch is going to be adding a small decal that says bye, or maybe you can add a decal that says welcome on the bottom part of the watering can, and that's it. This is how this project turned out. If you want to put these outside, you maybe can add 2 small holes on the bottom part of this watering can, just in case that when it rains, the water is not going to stay on the watering can, or you can leave it like it is and use it indoors. Then this is how the project turned out. It's absolutely beautiful, and I love it. You can get 4 of these large square shape pegboards in black color or white color. It depends on the way you like it the more. I think black is a little bit more modern. I don't know, I like it better in black. And what I'm going to do is to use some of the cable ties and put all of these pegboards together. Make sure that everything is strong and secure, and then you can go and shop and play with the things that Dollar Tree is bringing right now for this pegboard system. I decided to get 2 cup holders and also some loop hooks. They are amazing. They are metal, and they are going to support the weight of things that are a little bit more heavy, like my rolling pins. You can hang so many things, and you can use this pegboard system for your crafts, for your kitchen, for the garage, or for keep your kids' toys or some games and things like that a little bit more organized. And I really love these. I decided to go with all of these pegboard system in black color, but you can get the white ones, or you can paint these any color you want and create your own pegboard system the way you want that fits your home and your style. My loves, I hope that you like and enjoy today's video, and that you can get some ideas and inspiration to create your own decor pieces for your home. These are 25 ideas that you can do using Dollar Tree supplies, and it's going to make your project really on a budget. I hope that you like it, and if you do, please that big thumbs up. It really helps to support my channel. Let me know in the comments which of these 25 ideas is one of your favorites, and make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Remember to follow me on all my social media pages. I'm going to leave you the links in the description box of this video, and guys, see you on the next one. Mwah. Bye.